I'm gonna get straight back into it. So you're listening to ba 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 King of the Pit TV Des at Des Rocksteady. Without further ado, for the first time, we're gonna be listening to Cloaked. Is it Cloaked? Cloaked in Nightwinds off the record for Everglade by Worm, put out by 20 Bucks Spin. Let's get straight into it, people. A bit of ambiance. Guitars are grooving right now. The instrumental is grooving. We've got some groovy metal coming in. I would go as far as saying if this was a hardcore band, people would mosh, because this is a heavy groove. This is mosh central, to be honest, for the meters. Is that in 4/4 timing? Because they're accenting. If so, I think there's a heavy accenting on like a bizarre beat, which sounds it a little bit disjointed in a good way. Got me thinking, yes, Pablo Picasso style. Drummer just driving forward. We got a bit of heavy metal right now. No. I like them vocals. I don't think I've heard vocals like that on a tune before. So, we're 15 minutes in. I assume this is Doom at this point. I went into here expecting black metal. Kind of thought I got death metal. Still, it is death metal, right? But this is low and slow. This is like more of a doomy sound overall in it. It's very dismal and what would you say? Very miserable in a positive manner. These vocals might be something that's quite familiar within this realm, but I don't necessarily listen to this style of music, so it's new to me. I do like that vocal. It's pretty ignorant, to be fair. I do rate you Doom musicians and artists, though, and fans of such, because you need a lot of patience to write and listen to this sort of stuff. I've got near to no attention span, not only down to just the age we live in, but down to being into punk and hardcore punk music. I just don't have an attention span. So, like, to be able to conjure up riffs like this, knowing where you're going over a span of minutes and how you're developing this riff and this section, and I do speak in riffs, so I apologize because I am a guitarist, but you really have the power to drag on an idea in a section, and that's the idea, right? Rather than just getting it over and done with, which is how I write. Alien abduction on the synths there. Oh, it sounds like Dream Theater. Jordan Rudess jamming out now. Come on. No. This is a really cool idea. Pure cemetery music right now. Pure ignorance. Pure ignorance. We've got the mosh riff right now, people. Yo, we've got we've got the one scene kid who's turned up to the event. He started kicking. Yo, what's he doing? He started just flailing his arms around and kicking the metalheads. Oh no, there's gonna be pit beef. What is going on? What is going on with this ignorant riff right about now? Open, 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 one, open. Here, I wrote this exact riff in a band I was in, which I'm not going to mention. I want to hear a bit more of Dimebag Darrell though. There was some dive bombs on that intro. I want to hear more Dimebag Darrell. The synths have really taken the forefront of the band for this one particular song. This band or this individual who's written this music is utilizing consistently a load of different higher register leads over the top of the riffing. It seems like in every track we don't go a minute without hearing a new lead, if not continuing that lead over the top, which is a good utilization of the guitars, right? But I'm sure there's more than one guitar doing the low end riffing, so we're incorporating that third, if not fourth guitar over the top, sort of doing the twinkly broken chord thing, or, you know, sort of performing a melody of such over the top, some dismal melody, potentially in unison with the synth. Was that the end of that tune then? Bruh. This is a long one. Yo, I'm back, people. Don't worry. I just had to dip for a quick second, alright? We got the creepy interlude. We've got the spider coming out of its hole onto its web to have a look at the scran to devour. Come on. Yo, I don't know how drummers can play this style of music, in all fairness. The drummer's been doing plenty, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to riffs like this, there's just so much minimalism, so much going on, or should I say so much minimalist going on, that there's just so much space to breathe. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I'd get bored if I was on the drums right now. I'm gonna be controversial and say this bit's dragging for me, to be honest with you. Yeah. Obviously, we put this record out. I was feeling a bit of a black metal vibe, a little bit of a higher pace vibe. This doom stuff, which drags on for a minute, isn't necessarily for me. I'm not that miserable, people. Let's go. I got a question. If you got on this far, what's the environment? What's the mood you like to be in when you listen to this style of music? Doom music, dreary, heavy, low, ambient to an extent, metal music. What sort of environment do you like to be in? What state of mind does it put you in? What state of mind do you have to be in to delve within this realm? Let me know in the comments. better have just heard the word Foreverglade there. I just heard the title, I think. One of them moments, you know the feeling. Quite hypnotic in a way, isn't it, this particular section? Verging on drone, potentially, as far as the extension of the power chord, as it just coats the soundscape. Or as the title of the track says, as it cloaks the soundscape. Cool. So that tune was entitled Cloaked in Nightwinds by the band Worm from the record Foreverglade. We've got an advertisement after each and every tune.
I was doubtful too. Until I
Here, Worm. I hope that contract you signed with 20 Bucks Spin was including advertisements on YouTube, because making a killing off of rinsing me with these advertisements. So that now we're on to Empire of the Necromancers. We're going to get onto that. But as far as that tune goes, it was pretty good. We definitely got a theme on this go now. A pattern has emerged. We're 3 tunes in. I understand the sound of this band. I personally am not expecting anything different from this point, as opposed to just the low, dreary doom riffing, the broken chord upon the top, potentially a bit of synth overlapping that, the and the and you know, I would go as far as saying the drummer is the one who is making this, who has the most broad spectrum of adding flamboyance to the record at this point, which isn't a bad thing. I think it's going to get interesting at this point, purely as I come from an outside world. I'm not familiar with this style of music, and I don't necessarily choose to listen to this type of music, but here I am, and I get to have a good insight to this particular world. And I know there's a big crowd who enjoys this style of music, and I appreciate you. And we're gonna get in this, and we're gonna have a good conversation about it and see what's going on. So we're all good to go, yeah?